In studio with us is Michael Carney, Springfield, Massachusetts police officer. Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And let's get him, Lewis, as close to the mic as possible. These things are they're the opposite of sensitive. And you can get as close to it as you feel comfortable.
Sure. Thanks, Dave.
So tell me, I want to get to your testimony before Congress and to a lot of other things, but first, just to kind of set the stage, how long have you been a police officer?
Too long. Approximately, well, I have 30 years on the books. There was a little bit of time there that was on a leeway due to my case, but we'll get into that later.
And always in Springfield?
Yeah.
So you've been...
I'm a lifer.
Wow, and you grew up in the area.
They didn't throw me out yet. Yeah, I'm still there.
So for our listeners in places where they may not be familiar with our Springfield, plenty of Springfields I'm sure closer to where they are, Springfield is known for a few different things, and it's not known as being a particularly safe city, is it?
Well, Springfield's the birthplace of basketball of fame. Population's about 150,000. It's a very diverse population, and it's up there on a scale as one of the most dangerous cities in America.
And that includes gun crimes, drug crimes, and what else does that basically sum it up?
You know, your
prostitution,
social issues, prostitution, and you know, public drinking. We have a number of illegal activities that happen on a daily basis. Gangs,
mob activity,
and and a number of homicides. It's a pretty dangerous place, but I grew up there, and I've spent my life there, and I don't have any intentions of leaving as of yet.
And you also didn't have intentions of leaving the Springfield Police Force years ago, but you had no choice temporarily. Kind of bring us up to date on how that happened and how it started.
Well, I wasn't too comfortable with my sexual orientation. I was in a career that wasn't very conducive to gay employees, and I felt very uncomfortable. I hid that for many years, and got to the point where it was so painful that I took some time off and resigned in 1989. And
you chose to resign at that point? Yeah,
I did. Yeah, for personal reasons. I didn't say what the personal reasons were. I just I did resign, and I struggled with the issue. And in 1990, a few months after I crashed and burned, I sought some professional help and was able to clear the fog and actually come out and say that I was gay. It was a huge step. It was obviously the first step of many to come, and took about a year or two off as I was working in the private sector, and I attempted to go back in 1992.
To the same police department?
To the same police department, came out in the interview, told them what my struggle was, how I sought help, and where I was today, and I was told no. That happened the first time. I retained an attorney, and he spoke with a member on the city council, told me to put in my paperwork again, which I did, and I was flat out denied.
And did you know why you were being denied?
No, everybody was hush-hush. Nobody said anything. They just sent a letter and said that you had been denied, and basically that was it.
And you knew, based on your experience and based on your background, that there was really no legitimate reason to be denied, or how did it start?
There was 4 other officers that were asking for reinstatement, and all 4 of those were chosen to go back to work except me. And clearly there was no past history with me, and I felt that I was wronged. My attorney set up with the mayor to have a 3rd interview, and present at that interview was the police chief, and couldn't understand that he would be there because usually he dealt with the police commission. And he spoke on my behalf, and he said that I did a commendable job as a police officer and recommended that I be hired. So when I walked out the door that night, I really felt like I had the job in the bag and everything was good, and I was denied again. Those 4 candidates that went back to work, You know, some rose through the ranks. One of them's a lieutenant today. And some of the others I work with now as a police officer, and we have a tremendous relationship. And it was a long struggle. It took 2.5 years of my life. But make no bones about it, if I didn't live in Massachusetts, or one of 12 or 13 other states in America, I couldn't have won my job.
And this is because of the Employment Non-Discrimination Act.
Well, in Massachusetts, we have protection under the Massachusetts Commission Against Discrimination, which includes sexual orientation. So I filed a complaint with them, and it took 2.5 years. And I found probable cause. They found probable cause in my complaint, and we were able to work that out with the city and return to work.
Well, you know, it's what's incredible to me is that I know in advance the comments that are going to pop up on YouTube and in my email after this interview that we're doing, because I know that we have two very different types of audiences. The same show, we have very, very different political opinions.
Right.
And what's incredible to me is that and this is not uncommon, that there is this type of prejudice where people would choose a city that desperately needs police officers, a city known for being a center of crime in the Northeast in Massachusetts. Even if you look at the cities with the biggest crime problems in the country, Springfield is on that list.
Yeah.
And clearly you had the experience, not only as a police officer, but in that actual department, and you were denied that position for what we are using our best guesses was sexual orientation. It almost defies logic, does it not?
Right. Yeah. The Mass Commission Against Discrimination said that was the only reason that they gave was they said that other candidates were more forthright and more enthusiastic about their job interview than I. Obviously, the MCAD said that was pretext, and probable cause came through, and I was able to get my job back. Again, you know, if I was a federal employee in Massachusetts, the FBI, CIA, or you know, any of the other federal agencies, I wouldn't have been able to get my job back. And since then, in my return, I've worked in a chief's office. I've worked for the chief of police, and for the second largest city in the state. I've worked in a narcotics unit. I've worked in the police academy as a staff instructor, and now I'm a line cop, and I love my job. And I would guess that if I couldn't do my job, I wouldn't be there today. And I've heard from others that I'm a good cop. I kind of believe that I am. I go to work to do my job, and just for that purpose.
How did you end up testifying before before the U.S. Senate in November of 2009, and also I guess it was a House committee in 2007? Is that right?
Yeah.
How did that come up?
The House, I was asked by Congressman Barney Frank from Massachusetts to testify and tell the panel about my discrimination, which I did. And back in November, I got a call on a Friday from the Senate who said that they needed me in Thursday to testify. And with my department's blessing, I was able not only to go and testify, but to go in full uniform and full support of my police department today. So that shows me that there's a change, but there's change that's still needed.
We're speaking with Mike Carney, Springfield, Massachusetts police officer. When you think about the time at the Springfield Police since you were reinstated, this kind of second term, or however we want to call it, do you feel that you are treated differently? Do you feel the after effects of what was, it doesn't sound to me a very pleasant experience, at least in the interim, where you were denied that reinstatement, or do you really feel like that how comfortable are you? I'm
very comfortable now. It took me quite a bit of time to get there, while I was out of work, but I was able to move through that with some help, and I am treated just like anyone else there, and that's all I wanted to be, was treated like
you really
anyone
feel that
else
honestly?
I wholeheartedly feel that. Yeah, I wholeheartedly feel that,
and again, we're
I'm
in
grateful
Massachusetts.
for that. Yeah,
I think that we could find thousands of instances of people in your situation in other states, like you said, if they're outside of that list of 12 or 13, that they may not have the same type of
I
experience
talked
you've
to
had.
thousands of people over the last 10 to 15 years who have written to me personally that are going through the same thing that I went through, and they're not able to access any laws like we have here in Massachusetts that protected me. And I find it egregious today that in 2010 that we have one law in a state, a handful of states, and some other states that gay Americans are being treated as second-class citizens, and I find it egregious.
Well, you know, when I think about times that I've been in situations where I was put down or insulted for being Jewish in different work situations in the past when I was 16, 17, I knew that I could fight it and get the other person moved to another location or whatever. I didn't want the job anymore. I didn't want to be there. So I think it's incredible that, and part of it I'm sure is your commitment to the city of Springfield and the fact that they need police officers. I find it amazing that you even wanted to stick around.
Sometimes I wonder why I did, but I did, and I'm really happy that I did. And I think that the Springfield Police Department's pretty happy that I did as well. And that's a remarkable change from where we were in 1992. And I think it's time for a change in America. I think this change is long overdue. And there are hundreds of thousands of work employees today that are being discriminated against because of their sexual orientation. And it needs to change. It absolutely needs to change.
We've been speaking with Michael Carney, Springfield, Massachusetts police officer, former member of the governor's task force on hate crimes as well, 96 to 2002. I wish we had more time. On YouTube, if you Google Michael Carney, people can actually see your testimony before Congress. I've watched it several times, and I recommend they do as well.
Thanks, David.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.